We chase success every day, yet most of us feel more scattered than ever. Our minds pulled in 1,000 directions, our focus slipping away. But over 2,000 years ago, Socrates left behind words that can sharpen our vision and guide us toward true success. Those words did not stay trapped in the past. In this video, we'll see how Socrates' wisdom shaped some of history's greatest minds, from Einstein to Mandela. And by the end, you'll also discover how to begin applying these lessons in your own life, starting today. The first step toward focus and success is humility. Socrates said, "The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing." It sounds simple, but this truth cuts through arrogance. The moment you believe you already know everything, you stop learning. And when you stop learning, you stop growing. Centuries later, Albert Einstein echoed the same truth when he admitted, "The more I learn, the more I realize how much I don't know." His humility kept his mind open, fueling discoveries that reshaped our world. Einstein's genius wasn't just intelligence, it was the courage to remain a student of the universe. Focus begins with the same mindset. Instead of pretending we have all the answers, we admit where we're blind, and we learn. When you approach your work, your relationships, or your goals with this humility, distractions fall away. You're no longer defending your ego. You're free to grow. Socrates warned us not to waste our focus on shallow talk. He said, "Strong minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, weak minds discuss people. When our energy goes into gossip and comparison, we scatter our attention. But when we rise to ideas, we channel our focus into building something greater." Steve Jobs lived this truth. He was relentless about ideas, not chatter, not trends, but visions that could reshape the future. When others obsessed over competition, Jobs focused on innovation. The iPhone wasn't born from gossip or small talk. It came from a mind consumed by possibility. If you want to succeed, ask yourself, where does your focus go each day? Are you consumed by what others are saying? Or are you daring to think in ideas? True progress doesn't come from endless chatter. It comes when you build, create, and bring visions to life. Socrates taught that success isn't found in endless accumulation, but in simplicity. He said, "He is richest who is content with the least." Chasing more can make us blind to what we already have. Focus begins when we strip away the excess, when we stop measuring ourselves by possessions and start measuring by peace. Few modern figures embody this better than Warren Buffett. Despite being one of the wealthiest men alive, he still lives in the modest house he bought in 1958. His focus was never on luxury, it was on building value. Contentment gave him the clarity to invest not for appearances, but for lasting impact. If the richest man in the world can live simply, what could contentment unlock for you? Strip away one distraction. Remove one need for comparison. When you measure success by clarity and purpose, you gain focus. And in that focus, you find freedom. Socrates reminded us that true character is revealed not when we are powerless, but when we hold influence. He said, "The measure of a man is what he does with power. Success without integrity corrodes. Focus without responsibility destroys. Power only magnifies who we already are." Few embodied this better than Nelson Mandela. After spending 27 years in prison, he rose not with vengeance, but with forgiveness. As President of South Africa, he used his power to unite a nation instead of dividing it. His leadership proved that the strength of power lies not in domination, but in reconciliation. Power exists in many forms, in your voice, your skills, your influence over others. The question is not whether you have it, but what you do with it. Will you use it to elevate yourself or to lift others? The measure of your success will be found in that choice. Socrates believed that true strength shows itself in compassion. He said, "Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. Success can harden us if we're not careful. We get consumed by goals, by competition, by survival. But kindness reminds us of the invisible struggles others carry and of the humanity that binds us all." Princess Diana embodied this truth. Beyond her title, she was remembered for her compassion, holding the hand of an AIDS patient in the 1980s when fear kept others away. Her influence came not from crowns or palaces, but from simple acts of kindness that reached millions. Kindness is not weakness. It's focus, the decision to see beyond yourself and to give strength where it's needed most. When you practice kindness, you don't lose time or power. You gain allies, respect, and peace of mind. And in that, you find a form of success that endures. Socrates made reflection the foundation of wisdom. He said, "An unconsidered life is not worth living. Without reflection, we drift through routines, chasing what others tell us to value. Focus begins when we stop, question, and realign with what truly matters." Oprah Winfrey built her life around reflection. She often speaks of journaling daily, taking time to consider her choices, her values, and her direction. Her success was never just built on opportunity. It was grounded in self-examination. Reflection gave her clarity, and clarity gave her power. When was the last time you paused to ask, "Am I living the life I chose, or the one chosen for me?" Reflection is not a luxury. It is a necessity. Even 5 minutes a day, writing your thoughts, can recenter your focus and prevent you from drifting. Socrates believed freedom begins in the mind. He said, "To find yourself, think for yourself." When we let others dictate our choices, our success is borrowed, not earned. Focus comes when you trust your own reason and follow your own direction. Elon Musk embodies this principle. At times mocked and doubted, he refused to follow conventional paths. Thinking for himself led him to create companies that changed industries, from electric cars to space exploration. Whether admired or criticized, his independence of thought defined his success. Your life cannot be lived by committee. If you want focus, you must choose your own direction. Others will doubt, criticize, or misunderstand. But if you think for yourself, you find a path that belongs to you alone. And in that, you find both clarity and strength. Socrates placed integrity above comfort. He said, "It is better to suffer an injustice than to commit one." Shortcuts and dishonesty may seem to offer quick success, but they leave scars on the soul. True focus comes when your actions align with your values, even when it costs you. Mahatma Gandhi lived this principle. He endured prison, ridicule, and hardship rather than abandon nonviolence. His refusal to commit injustice gave his movement moral power, leading millions toward freedom. His strength came not from force, but from the clarity of his conscience. Your choices carry weight. Integrity may cost you in the moment, but it builds a foundation for lasting respect and focus. When you choose what is right over what is easy, you strengthen the one power no one can take from you, your character. Socrates reminded us that clarity begins with awareness of our limits. He said, "Wisdom is knowing what you don't know." When we deny our blind spots, we waste time and energy pretending. But when we admit them, we open the door to learning, collaboration, and focus on what truly matters. Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's longtime partner, built his career on this principle. He often said that the key to success is knowing the boundaries of your knowledge and staying within them. By admitting what he didn't know, he avoided ruinous mistakes and sharpened his focus on what he understood best. Imagine how much time you would save if you stopped pretending to know everything. Admitting what you don't know is not weakness, it's focus. It frees your energy for learning and for mastery of what truly matters. Socrates left us one of the clearest lessons on progress. He said, "The secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new." We lose focus when we cling to the past. Real success begins the moment we stop wrestling with what's gone and start creating what's next. Jeff Bezos understood this truth. While other companies defended old models, he focused entirely on building the future. Amazon was not about protecting the past, it was about reinventing how the world shops. His success came not from fighting what was, but from creating what would be. You cannot rewrite yesterday, but you can shape tomorrow. Focus your energy on building, creating, and moving forward. Every moment you invest in the future pulls you out of the grip of the past and into the freedom of progress. If these words have reminded you of who you are and who you still want to become, subscribe to Timeless Mind by Nicolaus. Each week we return to ancient wisdom to reset, reflect, and rise with clarity. This is your space, your philosophy, your voice, remembered. Hearing wisdom is only the beginning. The challenge is to live it. The same words that guided Einstein, Mandela, and Diana can also guide you, but only if you bring them into your daily life. Start small. Choose one Socratic lesson that struck you the most. Write it down. Place it where you'll see it every day. Carry it with you like a compass. Don't try to master all 10 at once. Begin with one, and let it reshape your focus step by step. And when doubt returns, as it always will, remember, every great figure we mentioned today began where you are now. They chose to practice wisdom, not just admire it, and so can you. The wisdom of Socrates is not ancient history. It is a living voice, waiting for you to answer. Every act of humility, every moment of kindness, every step of integrity brings you closer to the life you seek. Carry one lesson with you today, and watch how it changes not just your focus, but your future.